Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So this tutorial is a continuation of our C++ series that we began earlier. In this tutorial, we're going to go over the operators in C++. We'll look at assignment operators, logical operators, comparison operators, and so on. So to get started, first of all, we'll begin with the assignment operators. So the assignment operators in C++, this is just basically the operator that is the operator that is used to assign value to a certain variable. So we have throughout this series you have looked at the most commonly used the assignment operator, the equal assignment operators. For example, x equals to 20, you just assign 20 to the variable x. Okay, so that's what it does. So and let me just show you. I'll open up my Sublime text over here. So this is what the equal assignment operator does. So it just assigns 5 to the variable x. Okay, so let's also look at the other forms of assignment operators that we haven't used yet. So we have this all the rest, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are known as the augmented assignment operators. So augmented assignment operators are just the assignment operators that are combined with a certain arithmetic operator. So for example, plus equal is an augmented assignment operator. Multiplication equals, division equal, modulus equals, these are known as the augmented assignment operators. So what it basically does is that, for example, x plus equals to 5, what it basically does, it just takes x equals to x plus 5. So this is just a short form, this is just a short way of doing this. Okay, so you just say plus equal, what it does in the background, it takes x equals to x plus 5. So if x was 5, plus equals 5 will be x plus 5, which will be 10. So let me just bring out my Visual Studio Code I show here. So I've already written this code. I don't think assignment operators are very important, but I don't think we should waste a lot of time over them. So I've already typed out some code. Okay, so let me just explain to you. I've already looked at this operator, this operator over here. So let's look at the augmented assignment operator. For example, x plus equals to 3. So x originally has 5, right? So 5x plus 3 is basically what happens. The background equals to what C++ does. It takes x equals to x plus 5. X plus 3. So that's what this does. So whenever I execute this, print out, look at this print statement. So I'll run this code, and then we get 8. So because x plus 5 equals to 8. So this way is a short form, the short way of doing exactly this. Okay, syntactic sugars. Okay, this is a short form of doing this. So you can go over all these assignment operators. Just an assignment to you, just try write code and do all of this. If you don't want the percent sign equals augmented assignment operator means, I'll just explain to you shortly. So let's move on to the arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators, these are just the normal operators to use in mathematics for algebra and arithmetics. So for example, we have the addition, the multiplication, the division, the modulus, the increment, and the decrement. So let's look at what modulus is. These are just basically mathematics, right? So we want to go over them. You can just try them on your own. For example, you can say int x, give it 10, and then int y equals to 20, so x plus y, and then you print that out, or x times y, or x divided by y, you can print that out. So let's look at modulus, which most of us were probably not familiar with. So the modulus operator is simply just returns the remainder. So for example, we have x is 5, right? So 5 divided by 3 is 2, it's 1, and then the remainder is 2 rather. Okay, so the answer is 1 and the remainder is 2. So what the modulus does, it returns to us the remainder. Okay, so I'll just comment out this code, and then I'll print here y instead of x. So I'll just print y, and then I'll run this code. So we get here 2 because 5 divided by 3, the remainder is 2. So the modulus operator basically returns to us the remainder, which is 2. Okay, so let me just bring you back here. So you can see the modulus augmented assignment operator. So when I come back over here, this is the same code over here. So the one way of doing this is that we take x, we divide it by 5. The remainder we reassign it to x. Okay, so this is just the augmented version of that. So but this, the value of x will actually change. So whenever I run this, we still get 2. Okay, so let's move on to what increment and decrement are. So increment, it basically increments the value by 1, right? Increases the value by 1. That's what increment does. And then decrement does the exact opposite. It takes a number and then minus 1 from it. So for example, let me just show you this. So we have the increment over here. Okay, so for example, if I say x plus plus, x in this case is 5, right? So x plus plus, it will be x plus 1, which will be 5 plus 1, it will be 6. So what it does, this does in the background, it takes x equals to x plus 1. That's what the background process is. So this is just a short form of doing this. Okay, a shorter way of doing this is just by using the increment operator. So whenever I run x right now, so whenever I run our code, I should get 6, because 5 plus plus is just 5 plus 1, which is 6. So whenever I run this code, I get 6. So there is something also known as the post increment and the pre-increment. So whenever I also comment out this code and run the code again, we get the same value. So this and this produce the same value, but they have a difference between them. So in the next tutorial, I'll explain to you what is post increment and post decrement, and stuff like that. So in the next tutorial, I'll explain that to you. Okay, let's just focus on the operators in this tutorial. So there's also decrement operators. So for example, x is 5, right? So x minus minus, it just takes x equals to x minus 1, which is the background process. Okay, so whenever I run this code, I should get 5 minus 1, which is be 4. Okay, so whenever I run this code, I get 4. So there's also post decrement and pre decrement. Okay, so this also produces the same value. Sorry, hit the wrong button. So I explain to all of this about post increment, post decrement, increment, and so on. I'll explain to you in the next tutorial. So now that you have looked at the arithmetic operators that are used in C++, by the way, these are not all of them. You can go and research more about them. There are more arithmetic operators and assignment operators. So you can, but these are the most commonly used ones. So you can just go and research if you want further knowledge on this. So I think the best place to find this resource is W3 Schools. They will have a good documentation on assignment operators. Okay, so we have also something known as a comparison operator. So the comparison operators is just used to compare stuff like in mathematics. For example, x is greater than 5 or something like that. So we have the greater than sign, the operator, the less than operator, the equal operator. So the equal operator is used to check if two values are equal. For example, if 5 is the same as 5, right? So 5 equals to 5. If you want to check that in C++, you have to use equal. Okay, so then there is not equal, and there is less, greater than or equal, and then less than or equal. So these are just basically simple primary school mathematics, right? So I won't be going much over this, so you can just go and try out this code yourself and see the difference for yourself. So to try out this code, the best thing to use to see the difference is actually using something known as control statements or control flow statements. I know we haven't talked about this, but just bear with me. It's fairly readable and understandable. For example, if 3 is less than 5, so what this will do is that whatever statement you put in this block, whenever it's true, then the code between these parentheses will be executed. So for example, if 3 is less than 5, this is false, right? So this block will not be executed. But if I say 3 is less than 5, it's actually true, my bad, it's actually true. So this code of block of code will be executed. So whenever let me just comment out this, and then I run our code, we get yes, because 3 is obviously less than 5. So but if I say 3 is greater than 5, this is not true, so this block of code won't be executed. So that's how you can check work on some of these arithmetic operators. For example, let's use the equal operator just for practice. So if this is false, right? So the code won't be executed. But if you say 5 is equals to 5, right? So if I run this, it just prints here. So the equal operator is used to check the equivalent, okay, of the two statements, of the two variables in the statement. So let me just look not. So for example, if 4 is not equals to 5, so if 4 is obviously not equals to 5, this statement is true, so we get a yes. Okay, so we can practice with all of these other operators. Okay, so let's move on to logical operators. So if you've taken discrete mathematics, you're obviously familiar with the AND, the logical AND, the logical OR, and the logical NOT. These are most common operators that we use. So combining these operators, you can do other things like or exceptional or, and other statements like that. So these are the most basic, right? And logical and, logical or, and then the logical not. So for example, if I say this statement, for example, 4 is greater than 5 and 5 is less than 2, right? So for logical operators, this is obviously be false, right? Because we require both statements to be true. So this should be true and this should be true. If both of them are true, then this will be executed. Okay, so let's run this code. In this case, both of them are not true, so it won't be executed. But if I say 5, let me increase this to be 7. So 7 is greater than 5, and also checking for if 5 is greater than 2. This is true, right? So this statement is true and this statement is true, so this block of code will be executed, so we get yes. But if I make one of these statements wrong, then we won't get an execution. So let's go to the logical or. So the logical or, we just use these two pipe symbols, right? So if this is true or this is true, then this will be executed. So let me run this. We get yes because this is true but this is false. This will also work if both of them are true, right? So if both of them are true, so we also get yes. This is just like the normal mathematical discrete mathematical and or operators. So this is let's look at the not operator. So this is just a negator, right? So if you put it in front of something, it will negate it, right? So for example, we can say, let me just remove this. Hopefully we have understood the and or operators. Okay, so for example, if I say this equals this one, right? So this is not equals to 5, right? So if 7 not equals to 5, right? So let's run this code and we see we get yes because 7 is not equals to 5. So this is just a negator operator. So whenever you put it in front of something, it will negate that statement. Okay, negation. Okay, so that's all I wanted us to discuss in this tutorial. So thanks for watching. In the next tutorial, we'll go over what is post increment, post decrement, pre-decrement, and post decrement. Okay, so that's what we'll go over and looking at in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. It really helps me a lot. I will put in a lot of effort to make these tutorials. One of the ways to support my channel is just hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. It really helps me a lot. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay up to the next video.